Listen to me now, because I need you to hear this deep in your spirit, deep in your bones, deep in the places where fear tries to whisper lies, where doubt tries to creep in and shake your foundation. Life is not always smooth sailing. It is not always sunshine and clear skies. No, sometimes life will send a storm. Sometimes the winds will howl. Sometimes the waves will rise up so high you can't even see the shore. But hear me when I tell you, no matter how fierce the storm, no matter how dark the night, you have the power to stand. You have the strength to endure. You have been built for this, made for this, shaped for this moment, because storms don't come to destroy you, they come to reveal you. They come to show you what you are made of. They come to strip away the weak things, the temporary things, the things that cannot sustain you, so that only the unshakable, unbreakable, unstoppable part of you remains. The part of you that refuses to bow, refuses to break, refuses to let go of faith, refuses to let go of hope, refuses to let go of the promise that if God brought you to it, he will bring you through it. Oh, somebody better hear me today. See, it's easy to have faith when everything is going right, when the bank account is full, when your relationships are smooth, when your body is strong. When doors are opening, opportunities are flowing, and the favor of God is shining down like the noonday sun. But can you still believe when the sky turns black? Can you still stand when the ground beneath you starts to shake? Can you still trust when the things you thought were certain begin to slip through your fingers? Because real faith, real strength, real power is not tested in comfort, it is tested in crisis. And I came to tell somebody today, you may be in the middle of the storm. You may feel like you are going under, but you are not alone. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. And you will not be defeated, because the storm is not the end of your story. The storm is not your final chapter. The storm is just the setting where your faith will be proven, where your strength will be refined, where your resilience will be forged. Because when you are steady in the storm, when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to let the wind dictate your direction, when you refuse to let the rain drown your dreams, when you refuse to let fear speak louder than your faith, then you will come out of this wiser, bolder, and more prepared for the destiny that is waiting on the other side. Oh, I feel this so strong. Somebody needs to know right now, you are not going to sink. You are not going to be overtaken. You are not going to be destroyed. I don't care how high the waves are. I don't care how strong the wind is. I don't care how loud the thunder crashes. You have an anchor that holds. You have a foundation that cannot be moved. You have a rock that is higher than the storm. And his name is Jesus. His name is deliverance. His name is strength. His name is victory. And he is the one who will carry you through. So don't panic. Don't waver. Don't let go of your faith. Don't let go of your hope. Don't let go of your vision, because the storm will pass. The sun will shine again. The waves will settle. And when they do, you will still be standing. You will still be pressing forward. You will still be moving in purpose, because you are steady in the storm. And nothing, I mean nothing, can stop you now. Listen to me, because this right here is not just another message. This is not just words strung together to make you feel good for a moment. No, this is life-changing. This is soul-shaking. This is truth that will anchor you when the winds rise and the waves crash. Because if you are going to make it, if you are going to walk into the destiny that God has prepared for you, if you are going to see the promises that have been spoken over your life come to pass, you must learn to be steady in the storm, because the storm is coming. Oh yes, it is coming. It may already be here. It may already be howling against your house, slamming against your peace, threatening everything you have built. And if you are not steady, if you are not rooted, if you are not anchored, you will be tossed, you will be shaken, you will be overwhelmed. But hear me now. The storm does not have the power to destroy you unless you let it. The storm does not have the authority to take you out unless you surrender, because greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world, because you were made for this, built for this, crafted by the hand of God to withstand the winds, to endure the rains, to outlast the darkness. But you have to make up your mind. You have to set your heart. You have to decide right now, before the next wave hits, before the next challenge comes, before the next setback tries to break you, that you will not fold, that you will not run, that you will not crumble under the pressure, because pressure is proof that you are in the process. And the process is necessary to get to the promise. See, everybody wants the blessing. Everybody wants the breakthrough. Everybody wants the overflow, but nobody wants the storm. Nobody wants the struggle. Nobody wants to be tested. But what if I told you that the storm is not your enemy? The storm is your preparation. The storm is your training ground. The storm is the place where God strips away the things that cannot go with you to your next level. The storm is where your faith is stretched, your patience is refined, your endurance is increased. Because where you are going, you cannot be weak. Where you are going, you cannot be easily moved. Where you are going, you must be steady. You must be unshakable. You must be able to stand, and standing is not easy. Standing is not comfortable. Standing is not what the world teaches you to do, because the world tells you to run. The world tells you to give up. The world tells you to bow under the pressure, to compromise, to take the easy way out. But when you know who you are, when you know whose you are, when you know that the God who parted the sea, the God who shut the mouths of lions, the God who calmed the storm with a word is the same God who is holding you up, then you don't run, you don't quit, you don't cower in fear, you stand, you plant your feet, you lift your head, you square your shoulders, and you declare, I will not be moved. Because your peace is not in the absence of the storm. Your peace is in the presence of the one who controls the storm. Your strength is not in the size of your army. Your strength is in the power of the one who fights for you. Your security is not in what you can see. Your security is in the God who sees all, knows all, controls all, and has already written your victory into existence. And if you know that, if you believe that, if you hold on to that, then the storm can rage. The storm can roar. The storm can shake everything around you, but it will not shake you, because you are steady in the storm. And being steady does not mean you don't feel the wind. Being steady does not mean you don't hear the thunder. Being steady does not mean you don't get wet from the rain, but it means you don't let what's happening around you change what's happening within you. It means you don't let the external chaos dictate your internal peace. It means you don't let temporary trouble make you forget eternal promises. Because what God spoke over you is still true. What God planned for you is still intact. What God started in you, He is still able to complete. So don't you dare let the storm make you doubt what you know. Don't you dare let the pressure make you forget what has been promised. Don't you dare let this moment make you question the calling on your life. Because when the storm is over, and it will be over, when the winds cease, and they will cease, when the rain stops, and it will stop, you will still be standing. You will still be here. You will still be victorious. You will still be walking in purpose. And the people who counted you out, the people who thought you wouldn't make it, the people who spoke against you, will have no choice but to look at you and say, how did they survive that? And you will be able to say, I was steady in the storm. I trusted in the Lord. I did not waver. I did not quit. I did not bow. And now I stand as living proof that God is faithful, that God is powerful, that God is a keeper, that God is a deliverer, that God is still on the throne, and nothing, no storm, no trial, no setback, no enemy, nothing could stop what he has set in motion in my life. So hear me, my brother, hear me, my sister. I don't care how strong the wind is blowing. I don't care how high the waves are crashing. I don't care how loud the thunder is rumbling. Stand, plant your feet, hold on to your faith, because this storm will pass. This trial will end. This test will turn into a testimony. And when it does, you will not just be standing, you will be stronger, wiser, better, and more prepared than ever before, because you were not just in the storm, you were steady in the storm. And nothing can stop you now.